Who takes care of the evictions?
That's a good question. So, to answer you directly, it's the property manager, but let me provide a little more context. So, almost all evictions at PadSplit are due to collections. We have a collections team that as soon as you're $1 late, we're calling to see how we can help you get on top of it. Once a member's balance exceeds $300, which is less than 2 weeks dues in most of our markets, because in Atlanta, for example, the average room price is $167 per week. So very early, or like without, it's not like a whole month goes by without getting the revenue. Once someone is at $300, they're put on financial probation and they have 48 hours to get their balance under 300. If they do, they stay. If they don't, then they're terminated. The property manager goes and turns the room. In almost all cases, the person is already gone. If the person is there, the property manager who's been trained by our team knows to sort of how to navigate the conversation to try to get the person to leave, with the balance, and explaining, if you leave today, you can always come, you can pay back this host what you owe them when you're back on your feet, and you can move into another PadSplit. Mm-hmm. Less than 4% of the time, so not 4% of homes, but 4% of members, an eviction does have to be filed. If an eviction has to be filed, that becomes the responsibility of the property manager because it requires physically going to the property. And that's kind of where one of the, like, PadSplit doesn't go to the property. Before COVID, we never had a single eviction. Unfortunately, with COVID, we have had some, so it's under 4%. A few things to just kind of, that I think mitigate the risk, is that you could have an eviction in any rental. In a PadSplit, if you have one, and you have a 7-bedroom house, it's 1 out of the 7 rooms that you're missing out on the revenue of. So you're still getting like 84% of your revenue, or whatever the math is, versus getting nothing in a traditional rental. Also, the point of intervention being a $300 cutoff is not a whole month's due rent. It's not 2 months rent before you're having to move. Third, the members pay an all-inclusive weekly price. And I think that that's really helpful because they don't have any surprises and know exactly what to expect. Members are encouraged to line up their payday at PadSplit on the same day they get paid, at their job. And so I think while there is risk, there's risk in all real estate, and it's much lower in a PadSplit than I would say in a traditional rental.